All right. And 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chaz Evans, and you are listening to the 3 Count.
Yay!
And back on. Here we go. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm Chaz Evans, and this is the 3 Count. Always with me are my wonderful, wonderful band of Goonies. Now let's go down the list. First, coming up to the ring from Baltimore, Maryland, weighing in at all. How much? Wait, how much you weigh, JJ?
320.
320. All right, coming in at a weighing in
Wait.
320 pounds. Little JJ.
From the kingdom of Wakanda, I thank you for your presence.
And always here because he has perfect attendance, like the perfect school child that he is. He is Cliff Red Dog Miller.
And now my catchphrase. Yeah, that's it. That's my catchphrase.
Oh, okay. And last, but certainly not least, he's probably the most accomplished person on this panel. He is the 32-time WCF WWE African American King of Champions World Champion, Chris Idol.
It's actually 33. I won another championship. I just got back from a tour of Italy. Coronavirus is real, guys, but I don't have it.
Well, hopefully, if you're listening to this, you don't have coronavirus, because if you do, you probably have a couple of days or hours left to live, or maybe not. You might get cured. Who knows? I think coronavirus is a scam and made by the government. But that's
Wait a minute. There's a coronavirus?
Yeah,
Dude, I've been hearing that wrong the whole time. I kept thinking they said corona by us with like an accent. So they'd be like, hey man, it's corona by us. I didn't realize it's a virus. Oh, that's so much more worse than I thought it was.
we have a jam-packed show, ladies and gentlemen. Last night was AEW Revolution. We're gonna review each and every match that happened. Some good, some sleepers, and we'll get to that in the show. We got the power rankings as well, the best part of the show. But first, let's get to our first topic. Today is the day. Today, a man was freed from captivity.
What?
Yes. Matt Hardy contract has expired, and he is officially a free agent in the wrestling market. So, where is Matt Hardy going? Chris, you can start this one off. JJ, and then we'll hit you up, Cliff.
Well, he's probably going to AEW. I mean, that's where everybody else is going. Why the hell not? Why the hell not?
Boom.
That's it.
In
Hop
depth.
on the train while the seats are available.
All right, JJ.
Here is where I think Matt Hardy, broken Matt Hardy, woke Matt Hardy. I know exactly where he's going. My inside report have told me he's going to. He's gonna go to WWE. Says no one. He's going to AEW.
I was about to say, is your inside report Brad Shepard?
Damn.
Actually, Brad Shepard said Matt's going to AEW.
Well, of course he did. Of course he did.
Honestly,
I
Shout out
would
to Brad. Fuck you.
Fuck Brad Shepard. God, listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you read anything that's written by Brad Shepard and you believe it, you deserve to drink bleach.
Oh shit.
Because some of his stuff is so outrageously ridiculous, and he's just a shitty human being. So let's just put that out there. So yeah, if you like Brad Shepard or read any of his stuff and take it as facts, yeah. But what about you, Cliff? Where's Matt? Where's the broken brilliance going?
So since it's March 1st and we know that Matt Hardy is a free agent, I do want to take this really quick opportunity to say happy birthday, ninth birthday to my daughter because it's her birthday today, as well as Matt Hardy's Freedom Day. So
Woo!
happy birthday,
Yeah.
Kira. I know she wanted me to give her a big shout out, and I told her I would. So there you are.
Such a good dad.
I try. I really try. As for Matt, okay, so my personal belief is that he's going to AEW. However, for the sake of this show, he's going to be a creative writer in NXT. That's where I'm going to tell you he's going to go. Work with the younger talent, be able to have his influence. He's got a mind for the business. He understands like how good characters can be built. I feel like he could be in that position. However, I personally want to see him as the leader of the Dark Order because it will be wonderful.
Said no one.
You, sir, are obsolete.
And so is that group.
Do I think Matt Hardy is going to go to AEW? I actually don't think he is. I think Matt's going to probably go back to TNA. I do. I think the Dark Order, that whole thing with him being Exalted One, it's too easy. And it's also it's a little yeah, of course it's like we kind of figure it, it would be if that's the case. I would like to see Matt go back to TNA. TNA has a lot of good talent over there and a lot of stars where he can mix and match, his creative mind with, and can probably put on some good stuff with. So I'm gonna go with. I think he's gonna go in TNA. I think probably the better choice for his broken brilliance will be TNA. But ultimately, I think he will go to AEW. Tony Khan has the checkbook, as Cliff knows. He's got Tony Khan's got. Tony Khan's got the checkbook, so money talks in the world. So I think he's going to AEW, but I would love to see him in TNA. That's just me.
Big Money Matt, AEW. It's going down.
Big Money Matt. So Cliff, let's go with this next topic.
Yo, let's talk about this, right? So, as we mentioned, as shitty as he normally is, Brad Shepard. We've also talked about Dave Meltzer. We talk about some of the other reports that usually come out, right, to Dirt Sheets, as we refer to them. And then other groups that, and I don't want to put names out there, but I just want to mention some of the guys, right? So like Cultaholic, was it Wrestle Talk, as well as What Culture Wrestling. Like they always put out content, right? And sometimes they're dead on, and sometimes they're not, right? But the problem becomes is that we are getting all this news and media ahead of time. So do you guys think that like the wrestling surprise culture, right? So the surprise of wrestling is being ruined by these guys reporting on the news, right? So where do we want to start?
I guess I don't think it's Wrestle Talk. Well, we'll call it what it is, the Dirt Sheets. I don't think it's necessarily their fault. I think it's the WWE's fault ultimately on why the illusion of wrestling is kind of jaded now. In the Attitude Era, when WWE did all that crazy ass shit that doesn't make any sense, that we know it's fake, everyone got turned the blind eye, not to turn the blind eye, but everyone kind of, the light bulb went off. And I think with fans and people as general being more smarter, than they were in, let's say, when wrestling first started in what, the circus, and that was the circus times, and they were moving around.
Carnivals, Chaz.
Carnival, circus, the same thing. They all have clowns. I don't like clowns,
But you
and
like the Joker.
he's not real. So, I think we as a culture we've gotten smarter. You hit somebody in the head 10 times in the corner, and there's no bruise, there's no blood, no nothing. There's nothing there. Nothing shows that you've hit this person. So now it's going. We're not looking towards where it's a fight. It's performance art. So now it's let's predict what's going to happen. Let's figure it out before it happens to see if we're right. It's more honestly wrestling now culture is, with the dirt sheets. It's a gambling thing. It's like, all right, let's see if I can guess this right. It's the guessing game. Can I guess to see what all the other people can think? And it takes away from the joy of it. So, do I think the dirt sheets is the problem? No. Are they right? No. Are they wrong? No. They might be right sometimes, might be wrong. But I think it's just I think it's WWE's fault. It's their fault, and I think it's just the fact that people are smart.
Well, see, here's like my issue with it, right? Because like we knew Dean Ambrose was leaving the WWE, and they kind of gave like the going away package and did a whole thing. However, we didn't know where he was going next, right? Whether it was AEW because they were just starting up, whether it was going to be New Japan, whether ROH, we had no idea. We just knew he was going to come back to wrestling at some point in time. It wasn't until Double or Nothing that he came out and we were like, oh shit, like there's fucking Jon Moxley, right? But now we know when certain wrestlers are coming back, right? So we all knew that Matt Hardy, that's just for instance earlier, our first topic, we knew Matt Hardy's contract ended March 1st. All the information gets leaked to somebody that gets spread out through the dirt sheets. And I kind of feel like it kills the surprise because Matt Hardy gets taken off the injury or gets put on the injury list for WWE. Nobody knows what happens, right? And then just imagine, right? This Wednesday, there's Matt Hardy, right? More than 3/4 of us know that he's probably going to be at AEW or he shows up to AEW, right? If he shows up, we're like, oh shit, well, that kind of killed the joy out of it. You know what I mean? Like Walter signing with WWE NXT UK and then showing up, we were like, meh, we knew he was coming. Like to me, it just kind of like drains the fun out of seeing those pop surprises coming. Edge's return to Royal Rumble was speculated back in November, like early November, that he was going to come back. And we kind of knew something was probably going to happen because of what happened at SummerSlam. But imagine not knowing any of that information. Imagine seeing him at SummerSlam, hitting the spear on Elias, and not knowing about anything going on until January. And then, bam, there he is. Pops in the Royal Rumble. We would have gone more apeshit than what we did. And granted, we did go fucking crazy when he showed up. But just imagine no one knowing what the fuck was gonna happen, and that shit happens. That's what I'm saying. Is like just kind of kill some of the joy out of me of like surprises, like Daniel Bryan's return. Right when he came back, it was like 2 days before he showed up that it came through the dirt sheets that Daniel Bryan's doing something on SmackDown, and then he arrived, and I was like, he's there, and he's probably returning, and then sure enough, like there he was. It was like. You know what I mean? Like I feel like those kind of things kind of just take it out of me. So I'm just like I don't want to know anymore. I just want to be surprised, and I think that's where I'm missing with wrestling. What do you guys think?
Wrestling was more fun when no one knew what was going on. Just point blank period. Forget about what was your favorite era. Wrestling was more fun when you didn't know, because you could just watch the show and enjoy it. It's just like with any TV show. Any TV show would be less enjoyable if someone, I don't know, a day before the episode dropped. Like, Chaz, you like Arrow. Like, what if right before the last season of Arrow, someone came to you the day before and was like, all right, here's the script. This is how it's going down this season. Now watch it and have fun. It's not as fun. It's not as fun. You're still going to watch it. Yeah. You'll probably still enjoy it, but it's not as fun because now you're watching and you know what's coming. So that's my take on it. Wrestling was more fun when we didn't know what was going on. The dirt sheets, they've been around since the 80s, but now in today's age, it takes nothing to find out what's going on in wrestling. But what I've found in my personal experience is the most excited wrestling fans that I've encountered are the ones that don't read the dirt sheets, that still kind of believe. Now, watch, man, I hate Baron Corbin. He's a piece of shit. I can't wait to see Roman Reigns punch him in the goddamn face. Those are the most fun fans to talk to. I don't like talking to fans that read the dirt sheet. They're like, oh, well, Meltzer, I read this in the Observer, and I think this is going to happen. And
Nerd.
It's annoying. Like, 'cause I'm sure you've ran into people like that just, well, in the dirt sheet, and they said that this, and they speculated this in October, and it's not fun.
Yeah, and that's my point. It's like,
Yeah.
if we and so the dirt sheets have always been around, but really, let's be real, the internet is kind of just like
bing, bing, bing,
taking
bing, bing.
Yeah,
and it's one of those things where it's like, if I just, because I've been covering wrestling now for like 3 years on like different podcasts, including this one, and it's like, it's at the point where it's like, dude, like I get tired of knowing shit, just period. Like one of my friends, I'll be honest, like, so 2 years ago, Elimination Chamber, John Cena had the belt. And I told him, I was like, maybe it was 3 years ago. And I was like, John Cena's dropping the belt to Bray Wyatt. And he was like, no, he's not. Why would he do that? And then guess what happened? At Elimination Chamber, 3 weeks later, he dropped the title. And he goes, how did you know that? I was like, dude, I've been too much in the fucking wrestling world. I've been paying attention way too much. And I'm like, so I found myself kind of withdrawing from it just because I was like, I need that surprise factor back. Like, if Trish Stratus comes back and says, I want to challenge Sasha Banks for a match, I could blame her Twitter because she put it up on Twitter and I saw it and I was like, that's cool. I'll still be excited, but I wish I wouldn't have looked at Twitter to see that. Because I would much rather be surprised with her popping out and being like, I want you, Sasha. And I'll be like, I want this match. Even though I know it's not really going to be that good. I want this match.
It'll be good as long as Sasha isn't injured. But we know how that.
Baby alone.
That's facts. That's.
Leave her alone. She's the boss. Leave her alone.
She did good SmackDown this past SmackDown.
She did. I was so proud of her.
She wrestled. She didn't get hurt.
I was so proud.
Right.
So nervous, but so proud.
So we're gonna move on to the big meat part of this. That sounded wrong.
The big meat.
Part of the show.
I'm sorry, I'm the youngest.
AEW Revolution, guys, was last night. Highly anticipated AEW show. So we're gonna get right down to business, to the top of the card. Start of the night, the buy-in. We had a match on the buy-in. We had the Dork Order versus SCU. What?
Dork Order.
The Dork Order.
Yeah, the Dork Order.
I think there.
Can I go first?
You can definitely go first, sir, because you love the Dark Order.
All right, so first off, I watched Revolution with Chaz. So we got the buy-in on. The show started. I'm like, okay. I'm thinking of the card. I'm like, it should be pretty good. I wonder who's wrestling on the buy-in. What do they show? The Dark Order. First thing. And I'm like, oh, God, it's about to be a long night for me. I was visibly upset. Oh, gosh. I can't even tell you how the match was. I did not pay attention. I'm not even going to lie to you. I got something to eat. I went to the bathroom. I did everything but watch the match. So I don't know if it was good or not. I'm going to be real. I saw the Dark Order, and that was my cue.
You're going to say it too.
That's my review. I didn't see it.
Josh.
It's cold.
What about you, Josh? Do you think Dark Order versus SCU?
It's the Dark Order. Get it right. They're
the Dark Order.
They're a great tag team. They're a prolific tag team, and they're going to be the best tag team.
You can't even say that with a straight face.
I know. I feel like He's trying to do like a Donald Trump impression. And he's just failing miserably.
Because he knows
Oh,
he can't keep.
I could do a Trump impression.
But you said prolific, and he doesn't use that word. He doesn't know that word.
Okay, so we had the Dark Order. It was a great match.
Why are your eyes rolling in the back of your head like you're Undertaker?
Goddamn! What do you think about this match? What do you think about this match?
If it was a Meltzer rating, I would give it a 4.75 stars. It was amazing. It was wonderful. It was a great way to open up the card.
Red Dog.
Nah, bro.
In Japan, it would have been 5.
Fuck you.
Red Dog. Red Dog. Help save this show.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be honest, man. N/A, not applicable. I didn't watch the match. I didn't watch the pre-show. I started 8:00.
You started 8.
Okay. All right, that's fair. All right. Trust me, Cliff, you didn't miss anything.
All right, so unlike the other three here, I watched the Dark Order versus SCU, or I watched what was some of the match. I didn't watch the full thing because I wasn't paying full attention either. But I will say, from what I did see, SCU did their SCU shtick, and it gets a C- for me, and that's just because of what I saw. So after buy-in that none of us watched, we had the first match on the card, which actually was a shock to me. This was the opening for the main card. Jake Hager versus Dustin Rhodes. They had a good match. My takeaways from it was the match was too damn long. Throughout, and you'll probably hear from me. Throughout the show, the show dragged, and I think this was the start of the end for I think the real start of the show dragging, because this opening match was just too long for me. It was too long, and not to say that the match wasn't good, because it was a really good match. It was just long, and I give it a C+. It's a C+ for me for Dustin and Jake. Red Dog.
I am going to be on the opposite side. I really enjoyed this match. I thought there was a lot of creative spots. I love the fact that Jake Hager's wife was like in the front row, and that Dustin like rubbed his makeup like all over her. I was like, yo, this is a very gold dust shtick that I much appreciate to be called throwback. My grade though for it, I would give it probably like a B. I thought it was great. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was great. But I just thought overall the wrestling story was really good. So that's where I'm at with it.
JJ.
Here's my rating. And here's why. It was a solid match. I would give it, if it was out of 10, I would give it an 8. Solid. It wasn't a bad match. It was actually really good. But here's what I would say. I don't know. I don't have anything. I'm sorry.
God.
Chris Idol.
I've never wanted to punch someone so much in the face.
JJ's response kind of described the flow of the match. It was good, but it dragged, and it wasn't really too much to it. But it wasn't bad. They didn't do anything bad. I just felt that if you took that same match, kept everything they did in it, but shaved maybe 5 minutes off
yes.
of it, would have been a much better match. But right now, I'd give it a 7. I would give it a 7 out of 10.
That's not a letter grade. He's
I
an
don't wanna give
idiot.
I
Don't let
don't like letter grades. Letter grades don't do it. Oh, okay? Because my letter grade's not gonna be nice. I'm gonna give it. It gets a C minus.
That's fine. That's better than I'll give it a 7.
Minus.
Fucking Dave Meltzer over here.
Fine.
Star rating system.
Fine. I didn't give it stars.
You might as well.
I
You're like,
give
out of
talent
10
marks.
stars, I'll give it 7 stars.
Not enough Japan. Not enough Japan.
If it was in Japan, I'd give it 8.5.
Just get out. So the next match we're going Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara. Now, Canadian Destroyer is the finisher. I want to repeat, a Canadian Destroyer is a finisher.
Especially when a Canadian Destroyer looks like that, it's a finisher.
And before I continue, a Canadian Destroyer is a finishing maneuver.
You guys are just haters. It was a perfect finish. Nothing was wrong with it. You guys are just nitpicky. I swear, all you marks are just picky. It was great.
Marks.
It was
Yeah.
solid.
We're picking which spot should have been the finish, and it was the Destroyer.
You guys are just so picky.
The Destroyer looked more dangerous than his stupid goddamn coffin drop.
All right, I like the coffin drop, but Chaz is right. The Destroyer looked way more devastating than the coffin drop did in this match.
Sammy looked like his neck should have been broke.
Sabu style.
But I liked the match, and I thought that's what should have opened the show.
I agree.
I agree.
That should have started the show. The match for me, it gets a B. It gets a solid B for me. I really did. I enjoyed that match. Darby Allin continues to impress me as the weeks go on. At first, I didn't like him, but he's
Really?
yeah. I don't know. It's probably the
He's
skateboard.
just like you. He just wears paint.
Wow.
Fuck.
Wow. Anyway,
I think that is a compliment. I'd be like, yo, Darby Allin is a white Chaz Evans.
Yeah, I think Darby's really cool. Like I'm very surprised to hear you didn't like him at first.
it's probably the skater thing. I just yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense now.
Yeah. So
Chaz had skaters, guys. Just want y'all to know.
I don't hate skaters.
Just wanna put that out there.
I
He said
knew it.
Tony Hawk can shove it. I heard him say that before.
No, he said he could. No, he said he could pop shove it.
okay.
Ah,
I can't. I don't even know what the heck a pop shove it is.
Yeah. play a video game, all right? Some Tony Hawk in your life. You know what a
See?
pop shove it
Never
is.
enjoyed skateboarding. I never liked skateboarding, so you'll never see me or ask anybody to spend their hard-earned money on a skateboarding video game. I rather. At that point in time in my life, I would have rather played what? Kingdom Hearts.
That's the GOAT. That's the GOAT.
Or I rather would have played with my little Disney toys. But yeah,
Is
it gets
that
a
what you
big.
call your dick?
oh,
That's not what I call it. I call it the Samoan bulldozer, but that's neither here nor there.
Jesus.
Because it's on a faraway island and it's small as shit.
Stop talking about yourself. Stop talking about yourself. It's not good. So, what about you, Josh? Well, I mean, you already gave your takes. What grade do you give the match?
8.2
Oh, whatever. He's not giving
out of
grades.
10.
Okay, 8.2 out of 10. All right, fine. He's gonna be the only one that does.
I'm gonna be the only one that does this, by the way.
Kind of figured that. Go ahead, Cliff.
5-minute spot with a 5-minute match, tons of spots. I thought it was really cool. They had like the little brawl right before. I have to give it a B plus. I think it was a great match. That's 6:30 out of the ring onto a table.
That was
Fucking insane.
That was
Beautiful.
cool.
Beautiful.
It was perfect.
It was.
Perfect landing. Like, just right on. Like,
Beautiful.
it was great.
Yeah,
Excellent
Ricochet,
hit.
eat your heart out.
Who lost, by the way?
90 seconds.
90
Their
seconds.
promo was longer than the match.
Hey, we're not talking about that show here.
You're right. We're not talking about that show. We'll
It
come
was
back to
double
that.
in length. That promo was double the length of the match.
That's sad, but we'll talk about Super Showdown.
At least he lasted longer than Kofi, so it's a win in my book for Ricochet. But anyway, back to AEW.
Oh yeah, right. We don't talk about that.
Cliff,
Non-canon.
what grade did you give the match?
B+.
Idol?
B+, yeah.
B+. I think so. I think
Real
we're all
show opener.
8.2.
So you give it a B as well. 8.2 out of 10. Next match. The match that probably, took off years off my life. But the AEW Tag Team Championship match. The Young Bucks versus Hangman and Kenny Omega. This match was extra as fuck. But as it was expected to be. I mean, it's the Elite. We're now accustomed to how the Elite have matches, and especially their big matches and how they flow. And they're extra. They do these crazy spots, the high, aerodynamic moves and the acrobats. So we expected the match to be extra. I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed it all the way up until Kenny kicked out at 1.
He's Kenny Omega.
Shut the fuck up. I don't give a damn. He got his ass beat for 20-something minutes. And you mean to tell me after, what was it? I think it was, why we don't remember what the move was?
They did the, crap. Cliff, what's the name of it? Do you know the technical name for it? The Kenny and Ibushi's knee finisher thingy. Bullshit. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what the technical name for it.
Oh, the golden something.
The golden shovel? That's what we're calling it now. It's the golden shovel.
Golden
Yeah,
shovel
it's
is John Cena.
It's actually Damien Fatale. But
Speak that man's name into existence. He's Voldemort.
You say it 5 times in the mirror, he'll appear.
it is.
And then he'll bury you.
Yeah.
Why do you think it happened to me at Wrestling Madness last year?
Chaz, you always get buried at Madness.
That's not true.
Wasn't that your fault, JJ?
Wait, what?
So
JJ does not remember that.
but yeah, the match, like I said, I enjoyed it until Kenny kicked out at 1. He did his little, I don't know what he did, but it was stupid. It took me out. But I will say, the Bucks getting aggressive as the match went on with Kenny and Hangman, I think probably one of the Bucks' best work. I think this is actually my favorite Bucks match. And I'm not a Young Bucks fan. I've hated the Young Bucks ever since they had the Super Kick Party thing coined.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, but I enjoyed this match. Dude, you're not gonna get an A+ match from me. I'm gonna let y'all know that now. So all the indie marks and the Young Buck marks, no, this match was not a 5-star match either. So, but we know how Meltzer is. But it gets a B+ for me. It was a solid match. It would have probably gotten a solid A if Kenny didn't kick out at fucking 1. Like a fucking douchebag.
He's Kenny Omega.
I don't give a fuck who he is. If John Cena kicks out at 1, goddamn, I would have the same fit as
I've never seen John Cena kick out at 1.
He kicks out at 2, Chaz.
That's the point. That's the point.
2 is fine.
Hogan will kick out at 1.
I've never seen Hogan kick out at 1.
Yes.
He probably would, though.
Only person I've seen kicked out 1 in modern wrestling right now is The Fiend. And it makes sense for his character. So he gets a pass.
What character?
The Fiend character.
What character?
Chaz, don't feed into him. He's doing it again.
Yes, he's doing it again. Stop.
Anyway, go ahead, Idol. What do you think about the tag match?
Well, let's see. When they announced this match, I had an expectation in my head of how it was going to be. I was like, okay, start to finish, it's going to be some indie fucking Young Bucks elite bullshit, flippy floppy do match, which I hate. And that's not the match they started out with. I was feeling it. I was really liking it. I was like, wow, this isn't the match that I expected to have. They're actually having a really good tag match that was out of their realm. And then Kenny Omega kicked out at 1, and then they proceeded to do all of their elite indie fucking bullshit flippy floppy do. Took me completely out of the match. I couldn't wait for it to end. I hated it from then on out. So the match gets a C+ from me. It could have gotten, it probably would have gotten A if they didn't do that. But no. Can't wait for Hangman to knock Kenny's face into the 8th row.
Same.
Everybody's
Can't
waiting on
come
that.
soon enough.
Everybody's waiting for that.
What about you,
He deserves
JJ?
it solely based on kicking out of 1.
Facts.
He has no sympathy from me.
you guys. The kick out at 1 was perfect because it was Kenny Omega. And Kenny Omega can do that because he's Kenny freaking Omega. So he's allowed to do that. And you know what? Justin, you may not like the flippy dippy stuff, but I enjoy it. I find it stupid. And guess what wrestling is? Stupid. And
It's not supposed to be
loved it.
stupid. That's the point.
Oh my god.
Grown men with their shirts off, pretending to fight.
God. Not
I hate him.
to be stupid.
Guys, come on.
Chris Benoit did not get all that head trauma for wrestling to turn into this.
That's
Yo, you know what's crazy? I actually watched a video on Benoit before this.
Why would you watch that? Why would you tell me that knowing I have
Dynamite Kid did not cripple himself for wrestling to turn out like this.
Owen didn't fall from the ceiling for this.
Okay.
If Owen saw what we saw yesterday, no, I'm not even gonna go there.
I mean,
Might get us banned.
guys, think of it like this. It's Kenny Omega. He can kick out at 1. But the Fiend, but his character. Why can't Kenny do the same?
Because Kenny's not supposed to be a supernatural demon.
I mean,
I've never even
facts.
seen Undertaker kick out at 1.
Except when you try to beat the streak in 2K.
That's a video game.
It's a video game. It's a real world.
God. Kicked out at 1. They were beating the fuck out of him for 20 minutes.
Solid. Like a solid 20 minutes.
And the Fiend
He
got
got kicked in his face literally 4 times in a row by each buck. That's 8 kicks to the face.
And Fiend got
His
curb
arm was dangling.
And the Fiend got curb stomped 1 billion times, and he's still kicked out.
That hurt Seth more than it did the Fiend.
Right.
Yeah.
And then my thing is that you can't even compare the Fiend and Kenny Omega and use them as the same. I'm about to kick you off this show. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll give my rating.
Everybody's
I'll
being
give
kicked
my
off this
rating.
show, apparently.
I'll give my rating. I'm trolling. It was a good match though. Like if we take away the kick out at 1, it was a really solid match.
I enjoyed the first 20 minutes, and I hated the last 10.
If we could erase the last 10 minutes.
Oh, if we could erase the last 10 minutes
It's like
and like
a
the match
solid
ended with the knee,
8.9.
that would be great. 10 minutes canceled it out for me.
Yeah, but you can't take out the 10 minutes. The last 10 minutes is the finish.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
someone beautifully singing a song and they get to like the last part and then like horribly butcher it.
Oh, basically Fiona from Shrek.
Like Fergie with the national anthem, I'm gonna give this a C+. Cause I felt the same way. I thought it was ridiculous seeing Kenny pop up and do that. Oh, like first of all, you're not Goku, you're not a Super Saiyan, so you need to knock that shit off. Secondly, even if your name is Kenny Omega, you were taking that ass whooping with some stiff shots. Like, no way. Maybe retroactively, if I would have seen Hangman, if I see Hangman Page like when he turns on Kenny, I will bump this up from a C plus to a B minus.
That's
But
what literally everyone's waiting on.
it's a C plus match. Like, I liked it. I did. I really did like the match. It's just it was entertaining, but that last part did kill it for me.
Yeah. At the first 20 minutes was really good, and the last 10 was some bullshit.
It was.
I enjoyed it for what it was, even if it was some BS. I'll admit
Just
it was.
the last 10 minutes.
It was BS.
I'm right there with you. The
I
first
enjoyed
20.
it. I enjoyed
really
it for what
good.
it was.
I'm glad you said it yourself. I really enjoyed this match for what it was, which was some good
Cool.
parts and a lot of trash.
So next match was a setup. Is the AEW Women's Championship. Chris Statlander versus the Native Beast Nyla Rose. So I'm gonna read to you guys what I wrote down. I had four bullet points. Okay, and this is what I wrote down. First one, what the fuck? Second one, no chemistry. And this third bullet, who put this after that match? Fourth bullet, why did they put this after that match? Next bullet, this is a fucking setup. AEW is sexist.
But you said 4.
1, 2, 3. Oh, I did. Oh well.
Okay,
I can't count either. So this match literally, guys, was I was too exhausted from the tag match to really watch it, and it was a dud. It was clunky. They were off. There were a couple of botched spots. It gets a dud. It gets a dud for me.
It's an AEW Women's Division match, Chaz.
But here's the thing though. It was a lot better than anything with Riho.
I love
Riho. This was better than that, but it was bad placement for them to put that match after the tag title match. I have nothing really positive to say about the match because it just I don't remember anything from that match. It's just it was a dud. What about you, Red Dog?
Okay, so it was the best match that they've had since the conception of AEW started. Just put it out there that way. I'll give the match. I have to give the match a C minus. It didn't tick a whole lot of boxes for me, but previous matches have been like a D plus, maybe a C minus in there. But this match was solid. It's funny too because like I really didn't get Nyla Rose all that much. I didn't really understand like her character. I didn't really understand her up until I I listened to the podcast with Chris Jericho, and then I started vibing a little bit more with her, and then seeing how nice that she was with you guys. I was like, you know what? I was like, maybe I'm just a little too like harsh on her because like she's the beast. You know what I mean? Like she said herself, and she just didn't come off that way. But then with her match with Statlander, I was like, you know what? She's good, but the division just has to keep growing and getting better. And I feel like every pay-per-view or even like every week, I see like little improvements happening here and there. So I was like, okay, well, the expectation will start growing. But right now, like I said, C minus, and it's just barely at a C minus.
Josh?
My take is that I want to piggyback on what Chaz said. The placement didn't do it any justice, especially coming off of the tag match, which was like being in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. Really, really long match. But it was okay. Like, I mean, my bar for the AEW women's division isn't very high. So I mean, it's okay. It just, I think the placement really made it worse than what it was per se. If you got to get my drift, but it was okay. 6.8 out of 10.
6.8. Wow.
Damn.
It's not.
I don't.
I'm gonna have to go with you, Chaz. It was a dud. Like, I agree with Cliff saying it is one of the better women's matches in terms of shit making sense. Not like a tiny schoolgirl. Northern Lights suplexing someone that outweighs her by 200 pounds. There was nothing ridiculous in it, but it just bad placement. The chemistry wasn't really there. I would say they messed up on a couple big spots.
She almost killed Nyla Rose.
Yeah, she did almost kill Nyla Rose. Nyla Rose almost killed her. We almost witnessed the division die literally in the ring. Would have been bad, but it wasn't good. I didn't like it. Like, it's just, you could feel it in the building too. Like, all the air had been sucked out of that building. So you put a okay match. Like, if that was on Dynamite, it probably would have been okay. It'd be a little higher, looked in a little higher regard. But here on this show and that, it was just meh. Like, I found myself yawning during the match. I was exhausted from the tag match, and then to watch this it was just a chore, which I feel bad. I feel bad, but it is what it is.
Same, yeah. The women's, yeah. I had high expectations for the women's championship match coming to this pay-per-view, and I got let down. So that's hopefully next. Was next show, Double or Nothing? They do something with Nyla Rose and give her some type of story and a actual good competitive match, because Chris Statlander, the alien, the actual white girl, the college white girl who's on acid, so she thinks she's an alien. Yeah, that's not okay. Next match, we have probably the match that everyone's actually, looking forward to. The match that, that's, it's for the card. The show itself is this one match, honestly. MJF with Wardlow versus Cody. Match Cody been wanting for months. He finally gets it. This gets A- from me. All around was a beautiful story. Beautiful story. I enjoyed this match. I think it was the best match on the whole show. Cody and MJF just told a beautiful story. We got a little bit of color in there. Even all the little interactions with Brandy, Wardlow, and Arn were good. It's just, this match was really good. And it's not over. MJF won. He cheated, of course, but it's not over. So these two are gonna go scrap it up some more, and I'm excited for this ride that we got on here. So A- for me for MJF and Cody. Idol.
For me personally, this was the match I was most looking forward to. Cody is my favorite AEW wrestler. So I thought that this match, I would give this match an A. I give it an A. I thought that it was worth the hype. This was the match that you would expect based on the story that we were told, and it left you wanting to see more, because you could tell clearly this isn't the end. This is a continuation. And it plays into the fact that it's like Cody had him if he didn't get overzealous and give MJF that opportunity to cheat. He, gave him 2 crossroads. MJF found his opening, used the diamond ring, got the win. So we have to see. So it makes you want to see, okay, well, what's next? Where we go from here? So I thought mission accomplished. I gave it an A. It was good.
JJ.
Props to Arn for taking that bump. Because when he got kicked in the face, we all in the room said, "Oh God, Arn! Someone checked on him."
I did think Arn like really hurt himself. I was so worried about him. I listened to his podcast, so I need him to be okay.
That's same here. I know I think he's become like our uncle or something. It's like, oh my God, Uncle Arn fell. Someone get him, get to him.
Somebody help him quick.
JJ.
He's fallen, but everybody's there to help.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so before I start, I want to talk about Cody's tattoo.
I was trying not to.
It was really. I was like, "Come on, Cody, you could do better."
Great tattoo.
Just
horrible
wrong
placement.
place.
Horrible place. I think legitimately anywhere else on his body, because it's not like he doesn't have the room. Anywhere else in his body, it would have been fine. But right there, that's a no from me, dog.
Yeah. I just before we did that, I just wanted to before I rated it and everything, gave you my whole take. I just had to point that out. I was like, I hope Justin doesn't say it before I do, because I wasn't really talking.
Yeah, the tattoo not bad tattoo. Yeah, I wouldn't have put it on my neck. But yeah, go ahead, give your rating.
All right, yeah, I'm sorry, I got off track. I had to point that out. I'm so sorry. Okay, so as a fan, right, I'm pissed that Cody lost. I'm so pissed. It's like, oh my God. No, you cheater! Just want to go up there and choke him. Okay. Let me get back to this. But the good news is, like you guys were saying, there's more to come. So I'm expecting Cody to beat that ass next time. So I give this match, with all the spots and all that, I give it a good 9.5 out of 10.
That's solid. I can see that. I can see that.
I can give it that.
Red Dog.
So I want to touch on the neck tattoo. I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was a sticker, because I was watching on my tablet.
I thought it was. I was hoping it was a temporary tat.
Yeah,
and then when I went on
like,
social media and saw it was permanent, I was like, oh.
I looked at the tat and I was like, is that a sticker? Like, did someone draw it with a marker and then just put a clear coat over the top to make it shiny? I didn't realize it was a real tattoo until this morning. As far as the match goes, it was a great match. I think we called it. We said there was going to be some kind of shenanigans, and I think Chris, you said that MJF was going to use the ring at some point in time.
Yeah,
so
he's got it, so why not use it?
Right.
Yeah.
So I give the match an A- as well. I thought it was a great match, a great story, and of course MJF was going to go over the whole time. It didn't make sense for him not to. So it's what it is.
So after that, we had the bastard Pac face off against my little dog Pockets. Pockets did cool moves, guys. He does cool moves. It just would be cool if I understood everything else about Pockets. That would make me care about the cool moves that he does. But Pockets is over with the AEW community. They were chanting, "This is awesome." And Pockets didn't do not a damn thing yet. Pockets puts his hands in his pockets, and the crowd goes, "Holy shit." I put my hands in my pockets. I look suspicious.
Because you're black.
I mean, yes, but still. The match gets a B-. It gets a B- only because of the fact that Pac is in it, and Pac knows what he's doing, and he can turn some shit fest that's called Pockets, turn it into chicken salad. So it gets a B minus for me. Pockets does cool moves. That's what I get from it. He does cool moves. Go ahead, Red Dog.
Okay, so since you keep talking about Pockets so much, I'm not gonna call him Pockets. So if you ever get a chance to go watch Chikara, Fire Ant is by far like one of the coolest wrestlers on their roster. But Orange Cassidy, the reason why he does the way he does is because everybody wants to move at this lightning quick speed, and he's like, well, if I don't have to be that person, I'll just be the ultra slow guy. And I like that aspect. It's just a different storytelling. But you're right, he's got great moves. And then to wrestle Pac, man, I was just like clashing styles that just for some reason meshed pretty well together. So for me, I'd have to give the match a solid B plus. I just thought it was great all around. I didn't think there was really. And the match didn't even go that long. It was like 13 minutes long. So I mean, it wasn't like it went too long. It went just the right amount of time, with enough story being told, and that was it. So I have to give ups.
Idol.
Okay. It was nice to see Pockets. I'm gonna call him Pockets, just because I think it's funny. I think it's funny. Pockets. Pockets is very athletic. Pockets
Feeling
can do some
triggered.
stuff. I'd like to see Pockets do more stuff, but I know Pockets isn't going to do more stuff. So that upsets me a little bit. Pockets probably isn't gonna wrestle like this again until probably like Double or Nothing. So that's a little upsetting. But I
He's gonna
mean,
continue to do the same shtick.
I liked that even though he was able to do stuff, it was because Pac was taking him lightly. Like I liked that aspect. It wasn't like, he stood toe to toe with him necessarily. It was just he was taking advantage of the fact that Pac was taking him lightly to get his stuff in. And then Pac would like shut him down like he should as the badass experienced wrestler. So, I'm going to give it a B minus. Like it was good. It was nothing wrong with it. I wish I had watched it with the sound off. Because the crowd was it was getting a little annoying. Like this is awesome, because there are like people on the show that actually work really hard and like try to kill themselves to get those pops. So I took a little exception to that, but part of the match itself,
Just jealous.
it was good. I did jealous. I don't have anything to be jealous. I wrestle more like Pockets than I do Pac. I don't have anything to be jealous about.
What about you, JJ?
Okay. So let's get this straight. You guys wish y'all could be as over as Pockets.
I do.
Yeah,
I really do.
I would hope so. That's the goal.
That's the goal. If I can just sit there and put my hands in my pockets and motherfuckers go crazy, I want that. Yeah, I need that. Whatever Orange Cassidy is drinking, I want some. Oh, I get it. Orange juice. Freshly squeezed, right?
Freshly squeezed.
There you go.
It's lovely you don't understand the catchphrase. It pisses you off.
Yeah, I mean, if I was gonna give it a comparison, I would compare it to like the Roadrunner and the Coyote in a sense. That's how I would compare it a little bit.
Wow. That's actually profound. Wow. Wait, how?
I see where he's going with it.
Just
There's yeah.
I can't really explain it, but
Okay, but I give it.
I see it in my head. It would just be in this story, Wile E. Coyote got the Roadrunner.
yeah,
Right.
that's the only yeah. Yeah.
But I get where he's going with it. I get where he's going with it.
But yes, that's how I would explain it. I loved it. It was a nice change of pace. It was a good change of pace from the big match. Well, not the biggest match, but it was like, what everybody's been anticipating. It was a nice, cool 15. You said 13, right? Whatever minute match it was.
Yeah, it was about that.
So I was gonna give a rating 8.3. It was solid.
Yeah. It was a cool cool me down
Cool
match
down,
to
yeah.
get you ready. Yeah. To get you ready for the main event. Main event was Chris Jericho, Le Champion, Le Goat, versus the Innovator of
Champion no
Violence, and his name is Jon Moxley.
You mean Dean Ambrose? Okay, I stop. I kid.
I don't know who Dean Ambrose is. Dean Ambrose apparently doesn't exist anymore. So,
I'm kidding.
I have nothing written down for this because, well, one, I was tired. And I told y'all the match, the show just seemed so dragged out. I was yawning through this whole match. I had to rewatch it again. It gets a solid B. I enjoyed the match. Moxley taking out pretty much every member of the Inner Circle was good. And just the story itself that was told. Moxley went through everything, went through hell and high water throughout this match. Jericho tried everything. He threw everything in the kitchen sink to try to, to defend his title. And when he ran out of bag of tricks, Moxley flips up his eye patch saying that he could see the whole time.
That was perfect.
It was
perfect.
Yeah.
And Moxley won 1, 2, 3, new AEW World Champion. This match was really good. Really good. It's not the best main event AEW has had. There have been better main events, but this was a good match, and it gets a solid B. B for me. What about you, Mr. Idol?
My assessments are the same. That I hate to say it again, but that women's title match really wore me out. It is dragging. So yeah, same here. I was really tired by the time the main event came, so I didn't get to fully appreciate it. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it, but I didn't hate it. I thought it was good. They didn't do anything wrong. They told a good story. I like Jericho as the experienced heel that he is, pulling out all the stops to secure the title, which I feel like a heel who's the leader of a group should do.
Mm-hmm.
Got to pull out all the stops. Moxley overcoming the odds by outsmarting Jericho. Jericho created an entire game plan based around the fact that he thought Moxley was still blind, only to find out Moxley ain't still blind. So, it's kind of cool. It was cool. And it's a good moment. It's a good moment. I mean, could Jericho have held the title longer? Yes, but Moxley winning isn't a bad thing.
No. JJ?
Okay. So I personally think this was the second best match on the entire pay-per-view. That's my personal feelings. Here's gonna be my comparison. I'm gonna use a Yu-Gi-Oh comparison for this. Jericho had a bunch of trap cards. He activated all his trap cards. Moxley still overcame, and Moxley won the duel. That's how I would say it. That's my comparison. Personally, it's great when a heel, like Justin said, a heel, the leader of the heel group per se, uses all means necessary. Every single means necessary to win, and in the end, they still come short. I was actually surprised that Jericho lost, though. I thought Jericho was going to win. I'm actually happy that Moxley won. And let's go get some, what did he say at the end? Was it whiskey?
Yeah.
Yes. Let's go get some whiskey.
You can't even drink, kid. You're not even old enough to drink.
Legally, but who says I couldn't? You guys have done it, I'm pretty sure. Underage drinking.
Don't try and get us arrested.
Right.
We ain't providing for you.
Right. I'm not buying you any liquor.
gonna buy you. And no, stop. We get
Right, I ain't gonna buy you a drink.
Mm-mm. You ain't getting no drink from me.
Right.
No,
Okay,
actually,
so-
let me take it back. I will buy you a drink of water. That's what you can have.
There
Oh,
we
I'm just
go.
gonna say apple cider. That was the closest thing you can get. So
You
Nah,
can
man.
have a
root
Jack
beer.
and Coke. Hold the Jack. That's what you can do.
Hold the Jack.
good.
Cliff?
Okay, so
Oh, you're not done?
More?
You have more to say as you talk in more circles?
that's what I do best.
I
okay?
know you do, but it's okay. But go ahead. Just go ahead. Keep talking in circles.
That's why I hate like listening to myself. Because like, yo, you just talk in circles, and I'm like, I can't help it. It's just a part of my nature. Okay.
It's okay. That's why we love you here at the 3 Count. We love you talking in circles.
Yeah,
it's
you
very-
guys probably hate it.
No, we don't. Trust me. If we hated it, I wouldn't keep you on the show.
And you guys keep making jokes about me. You keep like, oh, look at this guy. I always thinking he has Sunday naps. Is he like a kid or something? Is he like 6? God, Clifford.
What up, Napster?
I get bullied on this show. See, and I'm not even a legal adult yet because I'm still technically 17. So these adults are bullying me. Help me say nah. But anyway,
Yeah, that's
I
Put
think-
a nipple in that
Oh,
bottle for you there. Jesus, man.
yeah, you're not. Yeah, you're
We'll
not.
get you some cheese with that sparkling wine you got going on there.
You talking about he a child, man? Your birthday's next Monday. You about to be a whole 18.
Until
if
then,
I
I'm
call
not-
the cops, they're gonna put you in the real jail. You know, juvie. Nah, kid, you're going to jail.
But anyway, all right. So my rating would be, 9.2 out of 10. I personally enjoyed it I probably enjoyed it way more than you guys did, but it's okay. It's my opinion, and my opinion is right because my opinion is fact.
Alrighty then, if you say so. Go ahead, Cliff.
Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna.
They keep bullying me.
Oddly enough, I'm gonna agree with Napster. This was the second best match on the card. Gave this an A-. I low-key enjoyed it. I thought it was great that we got to see a smart face for once, like overcome all the odds instead of like, also it was like this stupid dumb reveal. But I love the eye patch part. I thought that was pretty cool. But it's just like, you know how typically in a match we'll see like the face will always be an idiot for some reason. But for once we got to see Moxley kind of spring, as Napster said, all the trap cards. And he came out on top. So I thought it was cool. And I very much was appreciated to see. So yeah, A- for me.
So that was the card, ladies and gentlemen. That was the AEW Revolution pay-per-view. So final thing, before we wrap this part up. So overall show grade. Overall the show, I mean, it was good. It was a good show. It gets a solid B. Solid B for me as far as the overall show. There's some things that could have changed, but I mean, all in all, it was a fairly good show. All right, Cliff,
Yeah, I was gonna agree with you. There's
B?
a B. Yep.
JJ.
It helped clear my mind from what happened on Thursday. That's all I'm gonna say.
Agreed. Idol.
I'm gonna go C plus.
C plus.
Yeah.
Okay.
C plus. Oh,
I'm gonna go C
yes.
plus.
You're just a
Because
hater.
I
You're just a hater
feel
'cause
like for
Pockets is
none
going
of the
over
other
Real
matches
Review.
on the card, the energy wasn't there
you're
like
just
it
a
was
hater.
for the tag team title match.
Just a
And I
hater 'cause
feel
Pockets
like-
is more over.
The tag team title match was really good, and I just felt like nothing else on the show was quite that close, which kind of
Oh.
hurt.
Now,
it.
when you talk about the tag team title match, are you talking about the Dark Order versus SCU match?
I would rather hang myself than watch that.
Jesus.
Remember,
Good gracious.
all right, we got to do a plug-in, okay? The suicide hotline is just in case if you do have any suicidal thoughts or actions, 1-800.
This dude don't even
Okay.
know the number.
Oh, thanks for your help, JJ.
Wow. You did not just say let's plug the suicide hotline and not know. So
Not know that
we're
number.
gonna move on. Oh man. And so, oh thank God.
Benny.
We're gonna talk about the power rankings.
Go,
It is
go,
now
Power
time
Rangers.
for
Go, Power Rangers.
the Red Dogs Power Rankings.
I should probably say,
By the way, that number is 1-800-273-8255.
I knew
Okay.
it was 27 something. I just knew,
Up to
I didn't want to be
27
wrong.
something.
I didn't want to be wrong, okay?
Real nice, John. JJ. Real nice.
I didn't want to be wrong.
I just want to look out for those people. Okay. JJ out here, like, we're gonna plug the suicide prevention
Plug it.
line. It's a lot of numbers.
1-800-227 something. I don't know. You
I didn't
fucks
want to be
figure out the
wrong.
rest.
There's a
It's just the
5.
wrong number.
I feel like asking. I don't, JJ. This is way ahead of your time, way behind your time. But I feel like you're like Tommy Boy right now, man. Where you're just like, I called a number. It was like 835 B. Like, you don't even know.
Niner? I'm confused.
Thank you for proving my point. Somebody out there is gonna get exactly what I meant when I said that, and you just fed into the joke. So let's start us off with our March 1st Power Rankings. We're starting to show off with Into the Fire. Not really, because they changed the name of the song. I don't know if you guys know that or not.
They did?
Yeah.
Pantera now is in is the intro song.
They changed it.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's go with
Hard.
number 10, man. Mr. Ziggy Dice.
I quit.
I like Ziggy Dice, but Ziggy Dice definitely looks like he has something. Not sure what. It looks like he's got something.
I will caveat these next spots. It's very Revolution driven. So let's move to number 9. Jake Hager. Like I said, I thought it was a solid match. Pretty cool. You got the number 9 spot. Number 8. I'm very curious about where this storyline is going to be heading. I thought the match was pretty good, especially with what happened. But Aleister Black, you have the number 8 spot. Number 7. We just talked about it. 5-minute match. Did everything we really wanted into it. Darby Allin, you get that spot. Number 6. If I could put it, I probably should change the rules for this going forward, but I probably won't, because Austin Theory looked amazing in this match as well. But Tommaso Ciampa did come out with a win. So number 6, Tommaso Ciampa. Number 5, your favorite tag team and mine. Fuck Omega Kenny, according to Chaz, but Omega and Paige, there's your number number 5.
Get socked.
Number 4, Seth Rollins. I mean, he had a solid match on Monday night. I'm not including that fiasco that happened on Thursday. That's just how
non-canon.
this could be. Number 3, this will probably be the one that caused a little bit of controversy. MJF. Let's just be honest, that match last night was fire. Number 2. So I joked about this in the chat room, that one wrestler was going to hold 2 spots. And that wrestler is Kenny Omega. Because Wednesday, let's be real, Wednesday, that 30-minute Iron Man match with Pac was phenomenal. And it was more phenomenal than AJ Styles. I just go put that out there. Yeah, I said it.
Oh, Chaz is livid.
I said it. And
Everyone
then,
enjoyed the voice of the Red Dog, because next week's show you will not hear it.
But he's the most consistent.
Yeah, we're gonna find someone new.
I've just been booted off the show. Number 1, your friend and mine, Mr. Jon Moxley. Because I really was a fan of that match. And I thought they told a great story. And I was just happy to see John get the title. Especially now that we're seeing him. Like a year ago, he was, kind of being ran through the mud. with WWE, and then the year before that he was holding titles, and then this year we've seen him win both the New Japan US title, and now he's the AEW champion. So I'm definitely hyped to see it. So there you go. Number 1, Jon Moxley.
And these are your Red Dog Power Rankings.
Brought to you
Go
by
Power
Tony Khan.
Rankings.
Brought to you by Tony Khan.
Yeah, it's
Sending
definitely.
those clip those checks, Tony. He appreciates them.
He is, to keep bouncing.
Oh,
That's not good.
that's
It's
definitely
not
not
good
good.
at all.
So year 3.
I know. That's what I thought, but
I only disagree. Well, no, I disagree with the number 3, but
That was
your number 10. Yeah, we were off to a terrible start at your number 10.
yo,
I thought your rankings were very spot on, except number 2. That was very disrespectful.
Number 2 should have been number 1. That's what I think.
Number 2 should have not been on the list, and Pac should have took his place. But
if Pac would have won the match, Pac would have been number 2. I'm just gonna be honest. As I said, right? Because I've done this with I've said this at the beginning, right? It can't end with some funky disqualification.
Yeah.
You can't. No losers are gonna be on there, and then you have to wrestle, right? Because the Cody lashing segment should have been number 1, from a few weeks ago, but it wasn't a match. It was just a dude taking an ass whooping with a belt, like.
Facts. So, but man, that number 10 though, I watched that match and I was mad that he won too.
I love that match though. I was like,
Match was really good. I hate him. He looks so disgusting. Like Justin said, he looks like he has something. Like he does. Like he looks disgusting. Like he look like he's on like Monument Street, like begging for change.
yeah.
You guys are mean. That's a person with real emotions and real feelings.
Looks like he's got something. He looks like
Real.
he's got something. And he also looks like he wants to sell me something too.
I was just saying the same thing. I feel like I run into him at the used car lot a lot when I'm trying to buy a car. He's just like, "Here, get this car. It has 4 doors." Like, cool.
Ah.
But hey, I do want to throw an honorable mention. Even though it wasn't on TV, a friend of mine, Big Trouble, Ben Bishop, made his debut in ACW. In his debut match, helped win the tag titles. I just wanted to throw some love his direction because it was awesome. And I'll send you guys the videos so you guys can see, like, he had it was deafening, the pop that he got when he walked out. It was insane because, like, all of his friends and family flew in from Rhode Island to see his debut match here in Maryland, and it was crazy. There were 60 fans, just his family alone, and just
Oh, wow.
yeah, it was
You
crazy.
weren't kidding when you said all his family.
Yeah, there was 60 people around, and they, just out of nowhere, you just keep hearing, "We want trouble," and then, like, then when he came out, yeah, it was so
Chaz
cool.
can't even get 60 family and friends to come down the street.
Damn.
That
I can't.
At least you're being
What are you
honest.
gonna do?
Yeah.
Honestly.
So that's awesome. Shout out to him.
also, it was Gilbert's last match, like
Yeah.
last wrestling match ever at ACW. It was really cool, and they did a really cool thing for him too at the end. So if you guys get a chance to check out the show, I'll find you guys links, but I definitely would tag you guys in the video that he had when he walked out. So
Awesome. Can't wait to check that out.
Well, guys, this looks like this episode of the 3 Count is about wrapped up. We've reached our end time here. We want to say thank you for listening to the 3 Count, this Tony Khan produced show. Giving you the review of AEW Revolution, power rankings, and our debates. So I'm Chaz Evans, always here with my co-host, Lil JJ, the Red Dog, and the 25-time national champion of all African Negro Foundation, Chris Idol. We will catch you guys on the flip side. Tune in next week. And always remember, it takes 3 seconds to lose a match.
Thank you for tolerating us.